A very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us this lovely afternoon. This is Up to Date at 1. My name is Diana Rachel Mbogwa. We begin the bulletin with some sad news now. The death toll from the Grizzly Road accident that occurred at HZ area along the Eldoret Eldama Ravine Road last evening has risen to 11 after 3 succumbed to their injuries. A medical superintendent at the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, Polycarp Otara, stated that the 3 more victims are admitted to the hospital. 8 people died on the spot, while 3 others, among them 2 assistant chiefs, died while being rushed to the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in Eldoret for treatment. According to the police, several others were injured during the accident involving a 14-seater matatu that veered off the road at a HZ area, which is known as a black spot. Witnesses say the matatu overturned after the driver lost control.
Other people were able to receive 3 patients who came in 2 were in critical condition, and 1 was stable, ambulant. We have so far stabilized the 3, though 1 is still very sick, and the doctors are working on that patient. The other people, unfortunately, didn't make it. We lost on site 8 of them, and 3 succumbed while being on arrival at the hospital. So far, out of the 14 in the vehicle, we have, I can confirm we had 14 in the vehicle. 3 are still being given treatment, but 11, I'm sorry, we lost them.
Jambo ambalo lilisababisha accident hatujalijua kwa sababu imehappen wakati wa usiku na it was the only vehicle on the road. Tumepoteza manaibu wawili wa chief. Ni machirani wametoka mkutano ya county huko Iten.
Mimi ndo Area Assistant County Commissioner. Ningependa kuambia watumizi wa barabara, hasa madereva, wakuwe waangalifu kwa hii sehemu yenye iko na sharp corner, kwa sababu hapa ndo hutokea ajali mara kwa mara.
Quite a sad state of affairs. Now, moving on, a cross-section of Kenyans and civil society organizations have faulted the Transport Ministry's directive introducing car-free days in Nairobi, terming it ill-thought-out and impractical. The legality of the pronouncement has also been questioned by the Law Society of Kenya and the Federation of Kenya Employers, expected to block the move in court.
The move aimed at reducing congestion in Kenya's capital has been met with truckloads of backlash from various quarters. The legality of the idea is now being questioned by, among others, the Federation of Kenyan Employers, FKE, who say that the stakeholders in the transport sector were not consulted. Through their Director General, that is Jacqueline Mugo, the employers' body argue that inasmuch as the idea is well thought out, Nairobi doesn't have a workable transport system, and thus the order is ambiguous, since a total ban is not practical. The displeasure on the idea that is likely to cause massive inconvenience is also being expressed by the Law Society of Kenya, who now hints at blocking the idea in court. The Consumer Federation of Kenya, COFEC, has also faulted the move, citing that such a move requires public participation. Kenyans have also taken to social media platforms to do what they know best, express their varied opinions, with a huge majority expressing their displeasure. Former Nairobi Deputy Governor Jonathan Mweke says the move needed to be thought out a little bit more, an idea supported by Ainab Koi Member of Parliament William Chepkut. On his part, human rights lawyer, that is Paul Mwite, said the measure is ill thought out and impractical. An earlier attempt to bar public service vehicles at the CBD by City Hall failed after residents protested. The government is in the process of implementing the bus rapid transport system to decongest the city. Should car-free days be implemented, Nairobi will join other cities that have closed down streets to drivers. In Denmark, half of its capital, Copenhagen's population, cycles to work every single day.
Now, moving on, Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka has called on NASA's sister parties, ODM, Ford Kenya and ANC, to support Wiper's Julius Mawathe in the upcoming Embakasi South by-election. Kalonzo says just like Jubilee won't be fielding a candidate, the handshake spirit should prevail. This may rattle the ODM side as the party, through its candidate Ishad Sumra, has vowed to defend the seat. Now we are joined by reporter Alan Ochanda, who has been following up on that story. But let's first take a listen.
Mbunge wa Embakasi South kwa marudio ya chaguzi ambayo itafanyika tarehe 5 mwezi wa 4. Hatuna shaka yoyote kwamba Mheshimiwa Mawathe atahifadhi kiti hiki. Hapo awali alikuwa ametangaziwa kwamba aliibuka mshindi kwa kura zaidi ya 1033. Na hizi safari hii zikiwa chache hazitakuwa chini ya 50,000 votes. And I want to ask the people of Embakasi, sema 50,000 strong.
50,000 strong.
Haiwezi kuwa chini ya hapo. Na safari hii nauliza hata wenye, because most of the people of Embakasi do work, and I think the repeat election will be on a working day.
Yes, Friday.
I want to ask the employers in Embakasi and elsewhere in the country, in the city of Nairobi, to allow workers in Embakasi that particular day leeway so that they can go and exercise their democratic right. And I want to ask that the voter turnout also be high. We expect that this is going to be an overwhelming win. That is our expectation. And I don't see anything else. Some of us have this experience anyway. Itakuwa overwhelming win. Kwa hivyo nikisema Mawathe, sema bunge. Mawathe.
Bunge.
Mawathe.
Bunge.
Moving on to matters education, the Cabinet Secretary for Education, Ambassador Amina Mohammed, has asked public universities aligned to their respective statutes to the University Act 2012 as amended in 2016. Amina has directed all universities to furnish ministry with statutes. Now, here is Busara Naaman with that story.
Quickly about the issues that least developed countries would like to see resolved.
Amina expressed concern that some public universities had not harmonized their statutes with the Act, while others had not gazetted their amended statutes as required by the laws.
There have not narrowed, and that's, I'm afraid, something up to them.
This is contained in a circular dated January 15, 2019 to chairpersons of public university councils and vice-chancellors of public universities and signed by Amina Mohammed.
Which would normally come first is a very short introduction to some of the basics of the World Trade Organization.
The Cabinet Secretary noted that the current situation poses a legal risk that requires urgent attention, saying that each university should immediately furnish her office on the status of the statutes in respect to the Act. She insists that all university councils should ensure that they comply with Section 1A of the Universities Act, which requires that they approve the statutes and cause them to be published in the Kenya Gazette.
You get the final version. This one has got figures.
Oh, the figures. You can get the figures. The figures are here.
The circular has been copied to the Chief Administrative Secretary and Principal Secretary for University Education and Research, Professor Colette Suda, and the Attorney General, Justice Paul Kariuki. Busara Naman for Ebru TV.
They actually don't want to preempt anything. They are regulated.
Former IEBC Vice Chairperson Consolata Nkatha Maina Monday accused Chairman Wafula Chebukati of ambushing commissioners with the ICT Department's audit report. Her revelation arose after appearing before the National Assembly's Public Accounts Committee, over which she was questioned on how IEBC issued the tenders worth more than 700 million shillings to 2 technology firms for services during the 2017 general election.
Details of IEBC activities during the 2017 election have surfaced after former IEBC Commissioner Consolata Maina, who appeared before the committee, told legislators that Chebukati introduced the ICT department's audit report without notice and insisted that it is part of the agenda. She further refuted claims that commissioners took part in direct procurement of tenders, saying that was the Secretariat's mandate and their work was purely advisory. While blaming the divisions within IEBC on Chebukati, the former IEBC commissioner noted that Chebukati had also forced commissioners to vote on various procurements instead of building consensus, adding that by the time they were appointed, most of the procurement deals had been done. MPs who were part of the National Assembly Public Accounts Committee, including Junet Mohammed, Tom Kajwang, sought to know whether the firms IBM East Africa and Oracle Technology Systems Kenya canvassed for the tenders. In the contracts, IBM was to provide hardware, security monitoring software and technical support, among others, at 483 Kenya million shillings, while Oracle Database and Security Solutions was purchased at 273 Kenya million shillings. The former Commissioner Consolata Maina resigned last year after differing with Chebukati, his then boss, and appeared again but was sent packing by IEBC Chair Wafula Chebukati. Milia Kisenya, Fiber TV.